Commitment 2020 now. Democrats won a close state Senate race in Guilford County a couple of years ago, and now they're fighting to hold on to that seat. Incumbent Michael King is facing Republican challenger Sebastian King in the upcoming election. Michael Garrett, I should say. Garrett is the focus of our Commitment 2020 coverage. Bill O'Neill has the story.
Democrats like Michael Garrett say North Carolina needs to take a new direction on taxes, health care, education. His race is considered key for Democrats to take back control of the North Carolina Senate. As a member of the minority party in the North Carolina Senate, Michael Garrett may not have much power. But the Guilford County Democrat says that his voice is heard in another place of power in Raleigh, the governor's mansion.
I have a very close relationship with Governor Cooper. And, we talk virtually every other week. And the people of Guilford County have their voice heard in the halls of Raleigh and in the governor's mansion because of people like myself and Senator Robinson.
Garrett says he has two top priorities as a senator from Guilford County.
One is the cost and accessibility of health care. Two is investments in public education, both early childhood, K-12, our community colleges, and our universities, as well as making sure we have an economy that works for everyone, that rewards working families.
I asked Garrett about his stand on school choice.
I do support eliminating the vouchers going forward because I think we need to focus on investing in the public schools we have. As far as charter schools, I am for reinstating the cap and in creating a blue ribbon commission to study charter schools.
Garrett says he supports students who already have Hope scholarships, keeping them. He says Republicans have misled the public into thinking they've done enough when it comes to funding traditional public schools.
What families know, what parents know, what teachers know, and what the court has said is that we don't invest enough in public education, and we have a responsibility to our children to do that.
Are you willing to raise taxes to increase funding for education?
Well, the governor had a proposal to give over a 9% raise to teachers and invest more in public schools without raising taxes. His proposal did say we weren't going to cut taxes even further, but it didn't do anything to raise taxes. So that's kind of a false choice put forth by Republican leadership.
What is your take on the Black Lives Matter movement and the notion of defunding police? What does that mean to you? Do you support that idea?
I support Black Lives Matter, and I think that we all need to take a pause and listen to what our black brothers and sisters are trying to tell us. We expect police officers, we expect them to be mental health crisis counselors, we expect them to be social workers, in some cases marriage counselors, and that's just too much to expect from law enforcement. We desperately need to invest in other social services and more in education.
To be clear, you're talking then about taking money that perhaps is dedicated now to policing and sharing that with other, such as mental health or education.
No, I didn't say take money from the police department to support that. I think those are decisions we have to make as a community, where those funds come from.
Garrett says if Democrats take control of the Senate, it will mark the end of gerrymandering in North Carolina.
We will finally pass nonpartisan redistricting reform because it's a critical threat to democracy as we know it. Politicians shouldn't be choosing their voters. The voters should be choosing their politicians.
I got to believe the Republicans would push back big on that, in the fact that Democrats had plenty of chances to do exactly that when they were in power and they did not.
Yeah. Hey, I'm quick to criticize my own party. I think there are a lot of things that we got wrong.
One issue where Garrett and his opponent Sebastian King agree on is the need for a nonpartisan redistricting commission. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.